Are you through with standing there slack-jawed, young man? What took you so long? I told the boy it was urgent. Naturally. I doubt that you would have been introduced to the Judge General, the Keeper of the Seals of the Trade Republic of Soan, the Vice President of the Conference of 12 Merchants, the Cavalier of the Imperial Order of the Merciful Hand, Don Condor, at your service. But you may call me Don Condor. I have to admit that I'm sick of such pompous titles. You and I serve the same master, young man. Yes, I too am connected to the Imperial Intelligence Service, but I work in another field. Still, I've had to drop everything and rush to Arkanar. It took a long time to sail here. I hope you have an explanation as to why you haven't completed your mission. Forget the excuses. Why is Arata still alive? Fat. Interesting. There was a Republican guard going by that name on the same ship as I. Unfortunately, we hardly said a word to each other, but it was probably him. So, does that mean you've just been sitting around in the local inns waiting for him? Investigation? Rumata of Estor? Are you out of your mind? Prani? Not to think too much about it? You've got to be kidding. You, young man, have no idea of the mess you've gotten yourself into. I demand you stop investigating Rumata of Estor. Is that clear? Listen to me, boy. Forget about Rumata of Estor. That's an order, clear? Get to work on Arata. A good ruler? Do you know anything about his past? Then I will enlighten you. In the old days, he led the Soan shipwrights to a rebellion. He took his army of 3,000 slaves into the streets where he massacred citizens and fought with the Imperial Guard. Later, he commanded a peasant army that laid waste to many provinces before the same guard put an end to the rebellion. He was the man who started the rebellion in the territory of Ubin. The number of people killed during that rebellion, you can't imagine. Arata's troops ravaged the lands of the Irukan farmers for 2 cycles in a row. The same farmers had no choice but to join his army. This man leaves a trail of death behind him. Do you have any idea what he could do in Arkanar? The Empire's interests are not your concern. You are in no position to understand them. Maybe Arata has changed, but the Holy Order invaded Arkanar because of our past mistakes. You know the consequences if we make a mistake now. Therefore, you just need to kill him. What profit? Is that so? Interesting. Don't pay any attention to it. My guess is that the first group is right. Some poor monk has gone crazy and wants to create a purgatory right here in this world. Does he wipe out sinners? I thought so. Unfortunately, this kind of thing often happens in the Empire, so don't think too much about this prophet. Listen to me, young man. Well, what's that? Now do you see what kind of man Arata is? He hasn't changed a bit. He'll never change his ways. Who else? Who else wants to kill us in this filthy gutter out in some far corner of the Empire? I wouldn't be surprised if you were being followed from the time you got here. You're sloppy and inexperienced, and you bring too much attention to yourself. You need to finish up here in Arkanar and return to the Empire. Arata's men might get lucky next time. Yes, no more arguments. Arata must be eliminated as soon as possible. This is not a request, this is an order. Do you know what happens to people who break the oath you've taken? Good. For your sake, I hope you succeed in your mission. Permission granted. And stop thinking. Leave that to your superiors. Is that clear?
What a gobbler! He makes me sick with his pompous titles. He almost split his sides with his own grandeur.